Indonesia suspends sending workers to Malaysia. Sri Lankan president makes hasty escape as the country declared state of emergency. An anti-party hopping bill to be tabled on July 18. Those are the headlines for tonight. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Muhammad Yusuf, and you're now watching TVS Nightline. We begin with our top story tonight. Indonesia will stop sending its citizens to Malaysia for an undefined time over an alleged violation of the agreement involving worker recruitment. Ambassador of Indonesia to Malaysia, Hermono, stated that Malaysia's immigration continues to utilize an online recruitment system for domestic workers, which previously are tied to accusations of human trafficking and forced labor. The temporary freeze could affect Malaysia greatly, as the country is dependent on millions of foreign workers from Indonesia to fill manufacturing and agricultural jobs that are usually shunned by locals.
So far this year, Hermono stated that Malaysia had submitted around 20,000 applications for workers. Even though the agreement was signed in April, 2 months after the pandemic freeze was lifted, Malaysia has yet to see a significant return on workers. This is mainly attributed to slow government approvals and lengthy talks with source countries over employee protections. Meanwhile, in Malaysia, S. Saravanan, the Minister of Human Resources, confirmed the news as he had received an official letter from the Indonesian government regarding the freeze. It has yet been replied as the minister wishes to discuss the matter with Malaysia's Home Ministry, where the Immigration Department administered.
Police have imposed an indefinite curfew on the western province of Sri Lanka after its president escaped to Maldives, prompting the country's Prime Minister's office to declare a state of emergency. Thousands have stormed Rajapaksa's official residence since Tuesday, July 12th, a day before Rajapaksa and Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe were supposed to step down from their posts officially.
මේක බලපුවාම ඉතින් මේවා අපේ පෞරාණික වස්තු මේවා ආරක්ෂා කරගන්න ඕනේ. ඉතින් මේකට ආරක්ෂා කරගන්න නිසි පියවරක් යොදනවා නම් වඩා හොඳයි ඉතින්. ඇත්තටම බලන්න දෙන එකත් ලොකු දෙයක්. මේක අපිට බලන්න හම්බෙන්නේ නැහැනේ. නමුත් මේක ඒකෙන් විනාශ වෙනවා නම් ඒක එතන පොඩි ගැටලුවක් තියෙනවා.
ඉතින් මේ වගේ දේවල් මේ ජනාධිපති මන්දිර හා අරලියගහ මන්දිර කියන්නේ ජනතාවගේ බදු මුදලින් නඩත්තු වෙන ඒවා. ඒවා මිනිස්සුන්ට දැකලා බලලා මේ ඇත්ත තත්ත්වේ දැක ගන්න ලැබිච්ච එක ලොකු අවස්ථාවක් මේක. මොකද මේ නැත්තම් මිනිස්සු ජනතාවට කිව්වට තේරුම් ගත්තේ නැහැ. දැන් තමයි මිනිස්සු තේරුම් ගන්න ඒගොල්ලෝ කොහොම සොරසැප වින්දාද කියලා අපේ බදු මුදලින්.
Rajapaksa and his wife, accompanied by 2 bodyguards, left the country via a military aircraft. The parliament will elect for replacement on July 20th, while the interim presidential post will be taken over by Wickremesinghe, as announced earlier today.
ආණ්ඩුක්‍රම ව්‍යවස්ථාවේ 37 එක වගන්තියේ යටතේ අතිගරු ජනාධිපති ගෝඨාභය රාජපක්ෂ මහතා දිවයිනෙන් බැහැරව සිටින බැවින් එම ධූරයේ කටයුතු රාජකාරී ආවරණය කිරීම සඳහා අග්‍රාමාත්‍ය රනිල් වික්‍රමසිංහ මැතිතුමා පත් කළ බව මට දන්වා සිටියා.
Rajapaksa's resolve has effectively ended the Rajapaksa family's reign over Sri Lanka for over 2 decades. Now, the anti-party hopping bill is scheduled to be tabled in the Dewan Rakyat on July 18th. Minister in the Prime Minister's Department for Parliament and Law, Datuk Sri Wan Junaidi Tuanku Jaafar, said the matter was decided by the Parliamentary Special Select Committee at a meeting today.
He said the committee also proposed for the bill to be debated in the Dewan Rakyat on July 27 and 28, subject to the discretion of the Speaker. The committee also proposed a timeline for engagement by the Legal Affairs Division and the Attorney General's Chamber AGC with government MPs on July 25th and with the opposition MPs on July 26th. In addition to engagement with members of the Senate on August 8 and the first reading in the Senate on August 9, followed by the second reading on August 10, 2022. Wan Junaidi said after the bill had been passed by the Dewan Rakyat and Dewan Negara, it would be presented to the Yang di-Pertuan Agong between August 11 to 26 for consent and then for Gazette between August 29 and September 2nd.
And a growing population often drives up demand for food, which typically results in additional use of arable land and water. Thus, there is an urgent need to address food security by utilizing technology and various programs. Premier of Sarawak Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tunopeng said the strategic synergy with Singapore is to ensure food securities are sufficient, especially in Southeast Asia. Abang Johari said the United Nations UN estimated that the world population will increase to 8 billion by November 2022, with India overtaking China as the most populous country.
Then the question of food security. Who can produce the food for these 8 billion people? Otherwise, they'll be starving. So this is another opportunity where we can increase our food production in order to meet the needs of the world with this increase of population.
He said this in his speech during the Singapore Business Delegation Networking Dinner at Pullman Hotel on Tuesday. Meanwhile, Abang Johari said agro-parks play an important role in ensuring agri-food production from farm to table. This, he said, will benefit other countries with limited land availability, such as Singapore, to invest in Sarawak's agriculture.
Where we declare 2,000 to 5,000 areas of land, we subdivide into 50 acres or 100 acres, but the most is 50-50-50. And then we equip the agro park with the latest technology, including IoT, the digital infrastructure. And then this land, a company can apply, and we give you 60-year lease for you to develop the land for agriculture.
Abang Johari said Sarawak is now limiting land use for growing oil palm as it wanted to focus on efforts to boost the food industry. He said that through the policy being implemented, the adaptation of technology usage such as the Internet of Things, IoT, and maximizing agriculture output and giving added value to the food industry.
Meanwhile, Abang Johari said the Sarawak government has commissioned a Singaporean architectural firm to help plan the urban regeneration of Greater Kuching. Through the commission, it will rebrand the city with a new image, thus turning Kuching into an ultra-modern city.
Greater Kuching, only Kuching, not to mention Sibu Miri, the area that we want to develop is 1,857 square kilometers. 2 times Singapore. It's within Kuching. Only Kuching. So, those are the areas that you can identify for agriculture, for services, and high-tech.
Abang Johari said the effort was made purely for comparisons in different sectors, whereby the size of Kuching is twice the size of Singapore. Abang Johari said the decision was made after discussing the matter with a renowned architect planner from Singapore with vast experience, including with Singapore's Housing and Development Board, HDB.
Now, Sarawak will play a role in helping Indonesia to build its new capital city, Nusantara, in East Kalimantan. The Premier of Sarawak, Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tunopeng said there will be many opportunities that arise in the effort, which is likely to draw some 30 million people from Jakarta and its greater metropolitan area.
Don't forget our neighbor, Nusantara. Your Prime Minister was asking me, House of Nusantara, are you going to help them? I said, yes. The Indonesian government has asked us to help them in building the new capital, just about 400 kilometers from Kuching. About 500 kilometers from Kuching and then 400 kilometers from Kapit. It is there. And you can just fly over there side Indonesia. And I think that is, you just imagine about 30 million people go there. About 30 million because of capital of Jakarta. They move all on to Nusantara. And Singapore, Sarawak can work together to help our friends in Kalimantan Nusantara.
He pointed out that Singapore and Sarawak could collaborate in helping Indonesia to build their new capital, Nusantara, in different sectors, namely agriculture, services, and high technology. Siti Nur Amira, a 26-year-old who went viral for berating Islam in a supposed comedic skit, pleaded not guilty on the charges read to her today at the Kuala Lumpur Sessions Court. Amira was charged under Section 298A of the Penal Code for instilling hate and animosity.
As per the Penal Code, a person could be charged if they attempt to cause disruption, which would cause disharmony, disunity, feeling of enmity, hatred or ill will, or prejudice the maintenance of harmony or unity on grounds of religion. The accused will be sentenced to a jail time not less than 2 years or not more than 5 years if found guilty. Judge Siti Aminah Ghazali has decided to give Amira a bail of 20,000 ringgit with one guarantor, with a condition where Amira will need to report herself to the Brickfields police station once a month throughout the trial period. The accused was also asked to surrender her passport to the court, and she is prohibited from making public comments on her case. The rehearing is scheduled to take place on August 18.
Coming up right after the break, Samsung scores another deal in Bintulu, and Twitter is suing Elon Musk to hold him off $44 billion deal. Right here on TVS Nightline. Stay tuned. Thank you for staying with us. Now, the Ministry of Modernization of Agriculture and Regional Development has proposed for Sarawak to have its own rice board, which will be brought up to the next State Cabinet meeting. Its Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Stephen Rundi Utom said the proposed board is meant to function as an agency to administer and manage rice development in Sarawak, in addition to accelerating the self-sufficiency level SSL. Adding to that, Rundi said the task of administering and managing rice development in Sarawak are currently under his ministry's purview. He, who is also Kumuna Assemblyman, said the SSL for rice in Sarawak was at 38% for now, and in order to reduce imports, the rate would have to be at least 60% by 2030. South Korean conglomerate Samsung Engineering on Wednesday announced that it secured a $680 million contract from Sarawak Shell Berhad, or SSB, to develop an onshore gas plant, OGP, for the Rosemary Marjoram project in Bintulu. The deal warrants Samsung Engineering to execute the project on an EPCC, that is engineering, procurement, construction, and commissioning basis in 2 phases. Samsung Engineering said that it was able to get the contract after winning the bid from the Dual Front-End Engineering and Design, or FEED, thanks to its proven record in executing gas projects in Malaysia, such as the Sarawak Methanol Project and the H2 Green Hydrogen Ammonia Project. Samsung Engineering is also delving into discovering new business opportunities by accumulating experience in the gas market and will continue securing additional experiences in executing a FEED to EPC conversion project. Sunway College Kuching on Tuesday inked a Memorandum of Understanding, or MOU, with Thought for Food Foundation, TFF, in educating youths on food security. According to its Chief Executive Officer, Joseph Lim, the collaborative effort will see the 2 parties educating the Gen Z on the impact of global crisis and climate change on food security. The joint partnership is expected to utilize the expertise of both parties in opening investment opportunities to develop the food system in Southeast Asia region, including South Asia, including the use of high technology to strengthen the food and agriculture innovation. Lim said the ultimate goal of the partnership is to form a sustainable food system at all times.
The purpose of the MOU is to collaborate with TFF to educate the Gen Z, about food security. Recently, I think we all know that food, there's not enough food in the country, all right, in Malaysia or in any way in the world, due to climate change, due to COVID threats and all other reasons. So that's why we need to educate the Gen Z to let them know about how important food security is. Do not waste food.
In addition, Gen Z also needs to be educated on the importance of agriculture, adding that the use of artificial intelligence, or AI, in the sector could attract the interests and encourage more young people to participate in the field of agriculture-based sector. Meanwhile, TFF founder and Chief Executive Officer Christine Gould said the organization aims to find solutions to all issues involving food.
Thought for Food is a global organization that's dedicated to engaging the next generation of innovators into developing solutions for food and agriculture. Actually, we've been building our relationships on the ground here in Malaysia over the past couple of years, even with the headwinds, coming from COVID.
In addition, to drive science and technology-based innovation initiatives in Sarawak forward, Sunway College Kuching also hopes that the Future Tech Festival and Food Trade Exhibition can be held in Kuching. This is TVS Nightline. Now on to some global affairs. A record-breaking bonfire was ignited at midnight on Monday, July 11th in Larne, marking the start of Northern Ireland's 12th of July celebrations and commemorating the Battle of Boyne. According to local media reports, it is the world's tallest bonfire at a height of 61.68 meters, pending a Guinness Book of Records certifications. The bonfire, constructed in Craigie Hill within the northern Irish town of Larne, aimed to break the current world record for the highest bonfire, which was set in Austria on March 16, 2019, and stood at 60.35 meters. Measured by an independent land survey company, the Craigie Hill bonfire achieved its goal, beating the previous record by approximately 1 meters. It is said to have taken 2 months to build, but collapsed 30 minutes after being set alight. Thousands of people in Unionist areas in Northern Ireland commemorate the anniversary of the Battle of Boyne every summer with bonfires on the 11th and 12th of July. The events celebrate the 1690 victory of the Protestant William of Orange, also known as King Billy, over his Catholic father-in-law, King James II. Now, multiple Olympic and world champion Mo Farah was brought to Britain from Djibouti at the age of 9 and was forced to do housework and childcare in exchange for food. The 39-year-old Briton said he was born in Somalia and added that his name had been changed to Mohammed Farah from Hussein Abdi Kahin in the fake travel documents used to fly him to Britain by a woman he had never met before.
Once he arrived in the UK, the woman took him to her home in Hounslow, West London, and tore apart a paper with the contact details of his relatives. Her family did not allow him to go to school until the age of 12.
Most people know me as Mo Farah, but it's not my name or it's not the reality. The real story is I was born in Somaliland, north of Somalia, as Hussein Abdi Kahin. Despite what I've said in the past, my parents never lived in the UK. When I was 4, my dad was killed in a civil war. You know, as a family, we were torn apart. I was separated from my mother, and I was brought into the UK illegally under the name of another child called Mohammed Farah. But from day one, the lady, what she did wasn't right. I wasn't treated as part of the family. I was always that kid who did everything. I don't know, more someone like who works for you, who's just, you know, that's your space, that's our space, this is what you do. If I wanted food in my mouth, my job was to look after those kids, shower them, cook for them, clean for them. And she said, if you ever want to see your family again, don't say anything. If you say anything, they will take you away. Often I would just lock myself in the bathroom and cry and nobody's there to help. So after a while, I just, you know, learn not to have that emotion.
His physical education teacher, Alan Watkinson, contacted social services and helped him find a foster family in the Somali community after Farah told him what he was going through. Farah's mother, Aisha, told the BBC she had been helpless for more than 10 years until she spoke to her son on the phone for the first time.
muraayadiisa ay hor joogteen saa u hayay ayaan inaan jabiyaba doonay inaan jabiyo dhex garaba ayaan doonay farxad darteed awgeed farxadii baan ku iloobay farxadii kolkii aan helo ila hadlay uun baaban iskaba ilooboon fududaaday wax walba waan ku fududo magaalo midna ma kala garanay kolkaan helay uun baan on side.
Farah said in May his elite track career could be over after he finished runner-up in the London 10,000-meter race and ruled out taking part in this month's World Championships. Farah, who completed the 5,000 and 10,000 meters double at the 2012 and 2016 Olympics, will however run a marathon for the first time since 2019 when he takes part at the London Marathon in October.
Post-SPM and STPM can be a daunting period for school leavers as they decide on what path they want to take after finishing their formal education. Tomorrow on Sejahtera Asia, hosts Alexin and Juzak will be speaking to Head of Sarawak Higher Education Fair Carnival, Abdullah Muhammad. 7:30 a.m. only on TVS Astro Channel 122 and My Freeview. See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates, both locally and internationally. Just a click away by heading on to our website at www.tvstv.my or follow us on our social media platforms. That's all the time we have for TVS Nightline. I'm Muhammad Yusuf. Thank you for watching and good night.